Trudeau and Trump talk by phone today at Trudeau's request. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and President Donald Trump were scheduled to speak by phone today and, according to a senior Liberal, the call is being held at the request of the Canadian government. It is not clear, however, what the two leaders were expected to discuss. Trudeau and Trump met at the White House last week and they have spoken by phone twice previously. At a news conference after their meeting in Washington, the Prime Minister and the President conveyed their shared concerns for economic growth and national security, though Trump did suggest he would be looking to tweak the North American Free Trade Agreement. Since then, the arrival of asylum seekers crossing the border into Canada from the United States has emerged as a significant point of debate in Ottawa. In Europe last week after visiting the White House, Trudeau was touted by some as a potential bridge between European leaders and the new president. The Trump administration also has yet to name a new ambassador to Canada. Dear white male students, you're trash. This photo, initially posted on Reddit, has quickly become viral. An unnamed teacher in Massachusetts, believing that her students were as shocked by Trump's election as she was, posted these equality enforcement proclamations on the classroom wall. Dear black students, in this classroom your life matters. Dear Muslim students, you are not terrorists. Dear LGBTQ+ students, your life is beautiful and allowed to expand past fake social rules. Dear female students, men cannot grab you. Dear Latino students, you are not rapists or drug dealers. Dear undocumented students, in this classroom there are no walls. One couldn't think of a better lesson in condescension, stereotypes, and identity politics. It must be very reassuring for Latino students to see a daily reminder that they are not rapists or drug dealers. The same goes for Muslim students who supposedly need to be reminded that they are not terrorists, in case they forget. Black students are probably expected to feel grateful for being sheltered from certain death that lurks outside. Paranoia is always good for morale. Some girls will surely find the idea that male classmates are just molesters in waiting but for their teacher reassuring. A student or two may have also wondered, does everyone really think I'm undocumented because I'm Hispanic? Others probably gasped, how did the teacher know? Who else knows? Dear black students, in this classroom your life matters. Dear Muslim students, you are not terrorists. Dear LGBTQ+ students, your life is beautiful and allowed to expand past fake social rules. Dear female students, men cannot grab you. Dear Latino students, you are not rapists or drug dealers. Dear undocumented students, in this classroom there are no walls. One couldn't think of a better lesson in condescension, stereotypes, and identity politics. It must be very reassuring for Latino students to see a daily reminder that they are not rapists or drug dealers. The same goes for Muslim students who supposedly need to be reminded that they are not terrorists, in case they forget. Black students are probably expected to feel grateful for being sheltered from certain death that lurks outside. Paranoia is always good for morale. Some girls will surely find the idea that male classmates are just molesters in waiting but for their teacher reassuring. A student or two may have also wondered, does everyone really think I'm undocumented because I'm Hispanic? Others probably gasped, how did the teacher know? Who else knows? This is when society really begins to live by fake social rules of political correctness. Such a scenario will only perpetuate inequality, because it is much harder to change something that is set in stone than when it remains dynamic and fluid, as it should be in a free society. A quick internet search reveals that even though the teacher addresses 6 various victim groups, her message was mostly picked up by LGBT websites, whose writers invariably give it a teary-eyed praise. For example, thousands of people in America are now living in fear, wondering what waits ahead of them in the wake of the 2016 election. However, one Massachusetts teacher has proven that hope still exists after going viral on Reddit for spreading love and equality in their classroom. Who is the source of such an extraordinary fear? Let's extrapolate it from the teacher's message: builders of walls, grabbers of females, enforcers of fake social rules, haters of terrorists, oppressors of rapists and drug dealers, Black Lives Matter agnostics, and who are the good boys and girls? Those who submit to minority stereotypes designated for them by their teacher and join the following broadly defined victim groups: blacks, Muslims, gays, females, Latinos, undocumented. Now, we all know that rapists, terrorists, drug dealers, racists, etc. do exist because we see them on TV. But according to the teacher, none of them can possibly be Muslim, Hispanic, black, female, gay, or undocumented. By way of elimination, one can deduce that these miscreants can only be white cisgendered Christian males, who are also most likely to be Trump supporters. People who fit this profile are not welcome on that wonderful carousel of diversity. Still, students must be made aware of their menacing presence. The villains are out there, waiting for the carousel to stop spinning, so they can inflict unspeakable harm on their victims. That is why the spinning must never stop. No word on how many students in that classroom have been made to feel stereotyped or excluded, let alone guilty, for being who they are by virtue of their birth. The teacher might as well have told the students, Trump supporters are out to get you in the most deplorable ways. Stay away, they are dangerous. You have nothing in common with them. Your only safe space is here, where you are protected from the outside world. Forget assimilation. Your only chance is to stick to your group identity, and to think and act within the limits of your assigned stereotype. Together we shall weave the empowering narrative of your collective victimhood, preparing you for your future as destroyers of white cisgendered America. But even if you grow up to be incompetent failures, at least you will be prepared to blame others for it, and we all know exactly who that is. It wouldn't have made much difference if the teacher were to post a 7th proclamation saying, "Dear white male students, while not all of you are necessarily rapists, racists, sexists, haters, and bigots, it's in your DNA. So we expect you to demonstrate a proper amount of conspicuous self-loathing and self-shaming at all times. You are being watched. Thank you for your cooperation." It would only be appropriate if one of the stereotyped students, no matter what color or gender, would post the following note next to the existing display: "Dear teacher, you are not a condescending jerk." Breaking Fox News host dies. His family needs your prayers tonight. Fox News Channel's Alan Colmes has passed away at the age of 66. He had a brief stint with cancer and leaves behind his wife, Jocelyn Crowley. She issued the following statement: Alan Colmes passed away this morning after a brief illness. He was 66 years old. He leaves his adoring and devoted wife, Jocelyn Elise Crowley. He was a great guy, brilliant, hysterical, and moral. He was fiercely loyal, and the only thing he loved more than his work was his life with Jocelyn. He will be missed. The family has asked for privacy during this very difficult time. Bill Hemmer announced the news this morning on America's Newsroom, which then aired a tribute to the fallen host. Here's what Sean Hannity had to say about Alan Colmes: "One of life's most decent, kind and wonderful people you'd ever want to meet. When Alan and I started Hannity and Colmes, there wasn't a day that went by where we didn't say we were the two most fortunate men in all of television," said Hannity. Share this article 1 million times, Patriots. Leave Alan Colmes a prayer in the comments below this article on Facebook. Let's come together and pray for this man. God bless him and may he rest in peace. H/T Fox News. Breaking. Police release horrific audio of killer recorded by teen victim. Please share and comment to help find this killer. A young, teenage girl had the presence of mind to turn on her cell phone and record her killer moments before losing her life. FoxNews.com reports. A 14-year-old girl's cell phone captured a chilling recording of the man who would kill her and her friend in the remote woods of northern Indiana last week, police said Wednesday. The unknown killer ordered the girls down the hill in a frightening recording investigators found on Liberty German's cell phone. The bodies of Liberty and 13-year-old Abigail Williams were discovered February 14, one day after they were reported missing, in a rugged wooded area off the trail some 60 miles northwest of Indianapolis. On Wednesday, Indiana State Police played a clip of a man's voice during a news conference where officials appealed for more tips from the public and announced that $41,000 in reward money had been. Breaking news: powerful country threatens Trump, says war is coming. Several countries are jousting with Trump to test the waters to see if he's all talk or really means business. Now, it appears as though it is going from jousting to outright threats. Iran was already on Trump's radar, but General Mohammad Pakpur told Safa News, the enemy should not be mistaken in its assessments, and it will receive a strong slap in the face if it does make such a mistake, via Yahoo. This announcement came on the heel of 3 days of military exercises by the terrorist nation. The point of the exercises? According to the general, it is for world arrogance is not to do anything stupid. Iran is obviously feeling the pressure from Trump's criticism over the deal Obama struck with them and is now feeling the need to flex its muscles. While the country regularly poked the bear, so to speak, I never thought they would be stupid enough to provoke us directly into a conflict. However, keep in mind, there are other ways for Iran to be a continued thorn in our side. This most obvious is by continuing to support terrorist organizations the US is currently working to nullify, such as Hezbollah. The most recent statement, however, is definitely going to get our military's attention, as it does appear the country may be getting a little itchy with its trigger finger, knowing Trump is a much bigger threat than Obama. General Pakpur appears to be doing a little more than posturing now, and based on some of the actions towards the end of Obama's presidency and in the early days of Trump's presidency, Iran may now actually be thinking it is ready to step into the ring. This blatant threat by Iran makes the reinstatement of the travel ban imperative, because Iran would more than likely try to use small terror attacks here to evoke fear in this country. I would expect Mad Dog Mattis and Trump both to have something to say about this threat in the very near future. Iran better be careful, because the country may get what it is wishing for, but I am certain the outcome of such an altercation would not be to their liking at all. Do you think we will end up in a war with Iran? Please share this story on Facebook and tell us what you think, because we want to hear your voice.